Okay. Greatest common factor. Find the greatest common factor. Sure.
Jamara.
Okay. So when we say greatest common factor, what does that mean?
Finding the highest number.
Okay. Find the largest number that is the factor of two numbers. Okay? So it's not just looking at 90, it's looking at 90 and 36. Okay? Find the largest factor between those two. Alright? Now our first example here is A and B. Okay, remember A and B was 18 and 40. Right? You guys already made that list, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I look at A and B, I look at 18 and 40. So this one and this one. The greatest common factor is the largest number that's in both lists. Not the largest number of both lists, the largest number that's in both lists. So it has to be here and here. Okay? So what's the largest number in both? 2. Good. So that means the greatest common factor of 18 and 40 is 2. I think you did. But this is very important for what we're doing next, so I want to make sure that we are all very good at it. Okay?
Right.
Yep. What's the next one? What's B? No, what's the question for B? B and E. Okay, so B was 40, right? And E was 90, wasn't it? So what's the greatest common factor between 40 and 90? Okay, don't shout it out. Just take a look. Greatest common factor between 40 and 90. Okay, anybody got an idea? 40 and 90. So 40 is right here, 90 is right there. 10? 5? Okay. Biggest number in the two lists? 10. Okay. So the greatest common factor between 40 and 90 is 10. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Okay, are there any questions about that? Okay. So let's try one from the get-go. Okay, so example C says 9 and 27, right? 9 and 27. So we need to find the greatest common factor that's in both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down 9's factors, and I'm going to write down 27's factors. If you know the answer, please just hold on to it for a second. Because not everybody is as good at greatest common factors as we all are. Okay. What are the factors of 9? 1 and 9.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Good. 27.
7.
No, 28 is 7. 28 is 7 and 4.
Oh, that was 7 and 3. Oh, no, that's
Nope,
21.
that's 21. Okay, so that's all of them, right? So we're looking for the biggest number that's in both lists. Okay, good. 9 is the biggest number in both lists. So that means that the greatest common factor here is 9. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. Okay, so real quick, let's take a look at our examples. Let's try. What do you guys think? Which one do you want to try? We said A and B. We said C. You want to do E? Okay, let's do E. So, yeah, we'll do E and F both. Okay. So, x squared and 4x. So let's make a list. We jump to E. Okay, just in the interest of time. Okay. E, for example, 16. Okay. So, what are the factors of x squared? 1 and x squared. X and x, right? What are the factors of 4x? 1 and 4x. x and 4, right? 2x and 2. If it's 2x and 2x, that's 4x squared, so it can't be 2x and 2x. Only one of the two is going to have an x. Are those all the factors of 4x? Okay. Now, when we start putting variables in here, it's hard to say what's the greatest common factor because x doesn't have a value, right? So when we're looking for greatest common factors that involve variables, look for the one that has the most stuff in it. Okay? So not just a number, but a number and some variables. All right? So what's our factor that has the most stuff in it?
X.
Okay. 1 is the greatest number factor, right? But the one that has the most things is x. Okay? Because remember, x has an imaginary 1 in front of it. Right? So our greatest common factor here is x. Okay? Does that make sense? I said we'd do f as well. What was f again? 3x squared and 36. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to list the factors of 3x squared and 36 real quick. You're running out of time. This is your homework. It's only one side, don't worry. The font's kind of small though. Okay, so what are the factors of 3x squared? Okay. We can have x and 3x, right?
Yeah.
1 and 3x squared. X squared and 3. That's a funny looking 3. Right? What are the factors of 36? 1 and 36. 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4 and 9. 6 and 6. Now, which factor in both lists has the most stuff? Okay. 36 has no x, right? So I cannot pick a factor over here that has an x in it.
3.
So my biggest factor is 3. Okay. Alright. Now if 36 had an x in it, then my biggest factor would be 3x. Okay? Are there any questions?
So if both of them have X, then they have factors of
Needs to have an x in it. Okay?